Hi, and welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. Today is Sunday, and it is February the 17th at 13:32, if you really care.
1:32. For those of you who aren't nursing or military.
So, it's probably not that time for you guys, since I most likely will not load this until tonight. Sorry about not putting the show notes up last week. I was really tired, and then work happened, and then knitting happened, and then you guys are supposed to poke me.
I poked her. She doesn't listen to me.
You didn't. Not till like a second before this podcast came up, and you're just like,
did I not, in fact, poke you?
She's like, right before, the day we podcast again, she's like, oh, you didn't put the show notes up. I'm like, really? That's helpful, like,
did I
the day we podcast.
Did I say when I poked her? I did, in fact.
Well, people came by and said hi about our podcast regardless.
Yes,
so that was nice.
And we have new members, yay.
Yes, we do.
Oh, hello to everybody.
Yes, my name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Pluric Ravelry and just about everywhere else.
I'm Marlisha, also known as Lady Fornico on Pluric and on Ravelry and Shadowlight or Shadowlight 1 on my writing site.
If you are a previous viewer, a long-time viewer, can we say long-time viewer since we haven't even hit a year yet?
We haven't hit our podiversary yet.
So,
well, if you've been with us for a while,
yeah,
welcome back. If you've come back, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Please grab your hot, cold, or medium drink.
Well, let's welcome our new people because
since we're top of the hour, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I figure since we're kind of on topic anyway, we're a lot less regimented now. I figure it's a little.
It flows easier.
It flows easier.
We don't like
a little more personal.
We don't like to be boxed in. We're free spirits.
So I do have notes though because I can't work without some sort of. What was that noise?
I have no idea. It's probably Davina getting.
It's probably the wind.
It's very cold and very, well, not very, but windy outside there today, and it's. As you can tell, I'm wearing mitts. We're both with our hot tea. It's a little chilly back here in the sunroom.
Now, I'm not as cold as she is, but I am wearing my... This is why I decided I need to start making shawls and like caplets and things like that, because this is how I walk around the house with a blanket thrown over my shoulder. This was a free blanket I got when I started working my first nursing job on... there it is. It has my first... hospitals.
You see Valley Health there.
Valley Health Services, Heart and Vascular, and that was when I was on the cardiac floor, and they gave us a bunch of free fuzzy blankets.
Yeah.
And I use this thing constantly around my shoulders, and I knock stuff over, and so I need something to go around my shoulders that's not going to kill everything around me.
And my snuggly doesn't work. She has to hop when she wears that.
Yeah. I have to be careful with your snuggly, too, because it keeps catching on the bottom of my TV tables when I'm knitting, and then I get little fuzzies all over my floor. Well, I feel bad for the blanket. It gets hurt.
My blanket doesn't feel loved.
But
my little snuggly.
Regardless, I wanted to welcome people. We wanted to welcome people. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 new members.
Yay!
Yes, it's very exciting. First new member was actually I'm not sure if this is in any particular order. I think it is by who came first.
Who came first?
Sue3385. So welcome,
hello, Sue.
I'm not sure if that's your.
I don't know if that's your name or.
Yes, because I remembered to put down everyone's Ravelry names, but I didn't remember to put down their actual names.
Right, but you're welcome regardless.
Like Jackie Knits. I didn't realize Jackie wasn't already a member. So
good to have you, Jackie.
Nice to have you, Jackie. We're Facebook. Not Facebook.
Pluric
friends. So that's why I guess I already assumed that she was a part of the group because we talked to her on Pluric.
Yeah, all the time.
We eavesdrop on her on Pluric or whatever.
Nothing is private.
If you Pluric it is not private. Unless you Pluric privately. Anyway.
Not anonymously.
Yes. Then we also welcome Tenna.
Tenna or Tina?
Well, Tina
sure.
would be with an I, so I think it's probably Tina or Tenna.
Not necessarily, but
well, if it would not be correct English for it.
It would probably have a correct English. Do we have to go through this again? Correct English.
We've discussed English and many failings.
Yes, we love English, but regardless, I'm Tina, what
It's probably
sorry if we
Tana
are
or
not.
Tana, because Tina makes absolutely no sense.
It might even be T-N-A. I don't know.
But it's not capitalized.
It doesn't have to be.
But T-N-A would make no sense. There would be another vowel in there somewhere.
No, I'm talking about an initial and a name.
No.
She's just being obstinate. Anyway, regardless of your name, please tell us what your name is.
I could be proven right.
She's delusional. Anyway.
And then we also welcome Deb C. Quilts.
What, did you welcome her?
Yes, I did welcome Tana.
I don't think you did welcome Tina.
Don't you spill my tea.
I might have your tea. I have my tea.
This is my tea of happiness. I put away the container. It's orange spice. It's tangy and black tea-ness. But we also welcome Deb C. Quilts.
Yes. She's our most recent.
There we go.
Our most recent.
So that brings us, what, to 77?
Yay!
I wonder if we missed anyone who joined in between there. I thought we were at like 74. So we must have came.
Well, I was looking at people, and the next one before Sue 3385 was 10 days ago.
So if you joined and we didn't see you,
we apologize.
We welcome you. But sometimes we aren't aware unless your names show up on that little members list thing. So if you came and we didn't say welcome, we really do welcome you. We just don't know you're there.
Right. Please, don't be shy about posting in the introductions. The introductions, bud.
Yeah, like introductions or say hi or something like that.
Please, I mean, because if we see the little mark there, we know we have to go there. Otherwise, we kind of don't go there. So
yeah, exactly.
Grab your tea or your coffee or whatever it is makes you happy. And I have vanilla chai tea.
Nothing new there.
I have spent all week having spiced chai, which is okay, I guess. Vanilla chai, yes.
She's drinking the spiced chai because she has it and doesn't want it to go to waste.
But this is vanilla chai because it's Sunday and I want vanilla chai.
Because those of you who are not Catholic or Christian or whatever,
who don't celebrate Lent,
can you say celebrate Lent?
Yeah.
Well, you aren't really celebrating your experience.
It depends on what priest you talk to. I mean,
because the priest, it's not a celebration; it's a preparation.
Well, the lanky guys were talking about it as a celebration.
Well, the lanky, I don't know.
The lanky guys are a priest and a deacon, or
no, I don't.
Just a married.
I think it's just a married. He's involved with the
liturgy somehow.
Mm-hmm. Because he says he helps the Catholic Stuff You Should Know guys set up their podcast. He posts their podcast, and the priest on the Lanky Guys posts the Lanky Guys podcast. So this guy's been doing both of them.
Yeah, well, regardless, they were talking about Lent as if it was something celebrate. It depends on how you look at it. I like Lent. I like Lent.
Oh, I think of it more of a preparatory thing because that's your time in the desert, the 40 days.
Doesn't mean you can't celebrate it. I mean, you have to do something.
Well, it's a heading toward a celebration.
Right, it is.
So it's a preparation for a celebration, but the celebration doesn't occur till Easter.
Well, I understand, and that's probably the most common usage of it. But
the most correct.
Ow! That's my Lenten resolution. See, it's not. It's a solemnity. I can do that because it's fun.
What are you going to tell our 5-year-old, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, babies, CCD kids, our preschoolers? What are you going to tell them that Mrs. Fernandez hits?
Yes. When provoked.
Now is that a sin?
Is that our kids are so cute. They are so cute. This is off topic, but I don't know if I don't think I told the story about the snake, did I?
No, I don't. Okay. I'm not sure.
I apologize. I'm kind of tired, so I apologize if I told this last week. But our little autistic boy in our class, he's very smart, very bright.
Very smart. I think he's probably more Asperger's than he is.
I think he is, but he's been diagnosed right now with autism.
He's too verbal to be pure autistic.
Yeah, he is. But he's so adorable. Anyway, we've been talking about sin, and we've talked about Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, and we had talked about the snake, the serpent, Satan taking on the appearance of the serpent, and how he made sin. He made Adam and Eve sin by tempting them. And long story short, he comes home and tells his mother.
Remind me later to talk to you about the sudden Eucharistic analogy that jumps into my mind.
Okay, if I remember. he went home, told his mother, Mom, none of the snakes go to heaven except the snake in God's garden. He goes to heaven. I was like, yeah, we might need to work on that one a little bit. So it was just really cute. But that's neither here nor there. It's just something that it kind of falls in with autism, but
yes.
Yeah.
But no hitting, or the kids will think that hitting's okay.
They're not hitting.
But they can find it.
No. Anyway, into the knitting and to the crocheting.
But weekly review week was good.
A little busy.
A little busy.
I couldn't get to Mass all week until Friday because my car battery died.
And then she proceeded to kill my car battery.
Well, I got in her car and
then it looked at her and was like, ah! It died.
She left the light on, the overhead light on all night. And it may have even been more than one night, too, because we went to the commissary on Friday?
No. We had gone the day before.
Did we go on Saturday?
Because
we didn't go on a Sunday.
No, what happened was that was a Wednesday morning.
Okay, right. No, I know what it was. We went to the commissary after CCD
on Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
So it was one night.
She left the
my battery probably was close to it, like Grandma was saying.
Yeah, it died. So
it looked at Mom and was like, kill her of all car batteries.
So my poor husband had to go out and get 2 car batteries and put them in 2 cars. So now we have cars that run.
I need to pay you guys back.
Yes, you do. We'll do that after the podcast.
Yeah.
He put in 2 car batteries, but I didn't get to go to daily Mass all week, which made me sad. I did. Well, no, I went. How did I know she go on Friday?
Because your car battery was fixed.
But when did Daddy fix it?
On
Wednesday. We came home early on Thursday.
No, Wednesday. Because you killed my car battery on Wednesday.
But I didn't go on Thursday. I only went Friday.
I don't know why you didn't go Thursday.
Daddy came home early Thursday.
Okay.
So you could go to work.
He fixed mine on Wednesday.
I don't think so.
Well,
whatever. He fixed it. It doesn't matter.
I wake up on Wednesday to hear Davina say, your car battery's dead. I'm like, great!
Can we go to knitting and crocheting?
Okay. Well, if anyone cares, I had a good week.
I had a good week because I didn't get to go to Mass.
I had a good week. I actually had my lunch break and knitting break.
Cool.
At work. So. Oh, before we go, I want to talk about flea market really quickly before we get on to knitting.
Well, should we do that in other stuff?
We are being flexible. We're being flexible.
I know, but we're not talking about autism. What if they don't want to hear all this stuff? The people who tuned in, they want to hear about knitting and crocheting, not about our flea market.
Well, flea market. It's a little bit related.
Okay.
I saw a sweater block. Okay, to understand what a difficulty this was, I gave up for Lent, buying things that are knitting related. So I can't get yarn, I can't get patterns.
Unnecessarily.
No, I can't buy anything.
At all?
At all, except on Sundays because it's not part of the 40 days of Lent. Because if you count it up, 40 days does not include Sunday.
Right. Because
Sundays are a feast day and you don't fast in the bridegroom's week. So
fast in this case meaning
yeah,
whatever it is you're doing for Lent.
Yeah. So it was a Saturday and I could not pick up what I saw at the flea market, which was so tempting and I wanted it so badly, and it probably was overpriced.
It was overpriced.
But it was beautiful. It was this old sweater blocker. And it had like the instructions of how to block the sweater on it, and it was wood and made of awesome. And
it would have been great if she had a place to hang it on the wall or something, because I think because of the age of it, it probably would have splinters and would catch on the yarn. And then if you, like my husband went and sanded it, it would ruin the fact that it's old.
But it was beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
And I had to say goodbye to it when I went to buy what I actually ended up buying, which was not knitting related. I bought some
that depends on how you look at it. You could probably use them for knitting needles if you wanted to.
That did occur to me, but that was not the reason I was getting them.
Right.
I was getting them because I do eat with chopsticks occasionally, and these are beautifully carved wooden chopsticks.
Really pretty, really pretty.
And I got a discount on it because they were $8, but it was $8 for 8 chopsticks, and there were only 7 chopsticks there, so I got it for like $5.30 something.
Yeah, well, that's a big discount.
And
I didn't see anything that was knitting related. It really wasn't a knitting related. I picked up a doll for my collection.
We did see a sock monkey though, and Dad kind of picked it up.
Yes, why not make one? I did go and hidden in a little corner way in the back. All the dolls were like anywhere from $19 up to almost $200. That's a lot of money for a doll. I don't even like to pay $18 for a doll. So, stuck in the little corner, doll about maybe 14 inches high, 15 inches high. Really cute little face. Pick it up and I look at it, porcelain face and hands and everything. $5. I'm on a yarn diet. I'm on an Etsy diet. I am not on a doll diet. My husband let me get it. $5. That's all I spent. $5. So I got my doll. And then we went to the other flea market. There was really nothing there.
Yeah.
Another doll, but I figured I had my quota for dolls. So
it was very hard to be good, but the sweater blocker was difficult. I hope someone who loves it picks it up.
I miss Casey's. I miss Tangerine 8's update because she doesn't do it on. See, I'm doing the same thing Ty is, with the exceptions that I don't shop on Sunday even when it's not Lent. So people who update on Sundays or people who are updating during Lent during the week, I'm not going to be able to buy anything. I can't buy anything yarn related anyway or knitting related unless it's absolutely necessary to finish the project. And there's nothing that should be done like that.
And like I said, I can buy on Sunday. I'm going to try not to buy too much.
Now I can buy for other people, but I'm just not going to. I can't go to Etsy and I can't go to I don't know what that new site is called. The one where Cloverbird moved to and Knitting's My Bag moved to.
I didn't know Cloverbird moved.
Yeah, she told me. She was on Flirk last night telling. Remember I told you?
I know you mentioned it, but I didn't register it.
I have to bookmark that, but a lot of people are moving there, and I didn't put that in my resolutions because it wasn't an issue at the time. So technically I can go there, but in the spirit of things...
You still can't buy it.
Yeah, well, the spirit of things, I shouldn't go there because I'm not going to Etsy. So that is, like, to me, a spin-off of Etsy, so I probably shouldn't go there. But anyway.
Now on to knitting. Now that we are 17 minutes in.
Yeah, sorry about the long introduction.
I'm not.
No, she's really not. But I am. I didn't bore you. I have mitts. My hands warm. They're old, but I thought you wanted to know.
So, I guess the first project that I have been working on, I wonder if this is cold enough yet. I don't like my tea piping hot. I'll just stir the project first. I got a fair amount of progress done on this because for a little while I was working on this exclusively.
It's been a while since you worked on that.
Yeah. This week until it was Tuesday. So since we last podcasted until Tuesday, I was working on this exclusively.
That's not Legolas, is it?
No, Legolas is the cabled.
Oh, so your stuff is blocked out what you're talking about?
Huh? Yeah, I just blocked out what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
My system's a little different than yours. So this is in my...
You're going to drop something here, Ty.
Well, I'm not going to drop anything.
No, in the bag.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you. In the Egyptian Kitties bag are the pieces and parts. And then in the bigger on the inside bag.
Tangerine 8 design.
Yes.
Whoops. You got it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just caught on there. So.
Oh, you made a lot of progress.
Yes. The back of the head is forming for the horse. This is Patty the Pillow Pony by Allison Cleaver. I'm calling him Besk. Or her. I'm not sure if it's he or she. Making it for me using US 8 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars. Well, I was using interchangeable circulars. Now I'm using DPNs. Yarn Bee and its alpaca, 85% acrylic, 15% alpaca in the Arabesque colorway. This horse will be approximately 13 inches high and 14 inches long.
It's a big horse.
So you can kind of...
You know, I think we should have the light on in here because you can't... It's a little dark.
Well, no, it's not...
Let me turn the light on. Excuse me, I'm going to turn the light on.
Don't knock over my teeth. Because this is uncapped.
Yeah.
And I will cry if my computer dies.
Let me lift my exercise machine on.
No, I turned it on for purpose. It has my thing plugged in.
Okay. Is that better?
No, doesn't affect it at all.
I think the other way is the one that affects it. Keep talking. I'll come back.
But I'm waiting for you to move past because I don't want to drop my tea. Okay. So, yeah, I have the back of the head forming. I'm almost done with the short rows. And then I'll be able to go into the head itself. And it's brighter than you realize, Mom. It is actually pretty true to color.
It just seems darker on the screen today than it did last week, and we were actually
Well, sometimes
later.
it's a little darker outside.
There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better.
But there you go. That is the Pillow Pony so far. Some good progress was made. You can see where the head's
cables.
Yeah. So the head is
pretty true to color.
And there it is.
Very pretty.
I wish I liked the taste of the chai better. It smells amazing. Your turn.
Okay, I did quite a bit on my Nicole. The half log cabin ombre blanket by Pearl Soho. Let me see. I just felt like doing this, so that's what I did. I am not pulling a Lindsay today.
So why not?
So I can open it up, because she wasn't even pulling a Lindsay.
But you can't pull Lindsay if Lindsay's not pulling a Lindsay.
I'm going to have to talk to her about that. I'm on the wrong side, as you can see. Well, no. No, I'm not. I'm on the right side. I just have to tie the knot here. Okay. But I've done about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 inches, 4 inches maybe. Seems like I did more than that, but I guess it's longer than I think, so it takes a while. So it's getting pretty big. It's growing. I don't think I have too much to go on this particular ball. I will go to the dark brown and then to the green. I'm having fun with it because there's nothing really much to say about it because it's all garter stitch except for when you pick up, when you pick up the stitches and stuff. That's all I have left of this color.
And that really is all she has left.
Yeah, I promise, Snooks, this is all that I have left of this one. So after that, I will go to the darker brown and stay on that.
She's trying to convince you to go to a different color completely.
She makes me laugh. She's like, I'm not going to be telling you what color. I know I can't tell you what to do, but she makes me laugh because I just love her. I will be doing green and then moving on. And I'm using my...
So which is it, green or darker brown?
Darker brown and then green.
Oh, okay, because you just said darker green. You got our hopes up for a second there.
I'm using 10.5-inch high fixed circulars on a 32-inch cord. And like I said, there's nothing really to be worried about. It's pretty mindless knitting. I can do it when I'm watching television as long as I am careful not to yarn over or something like that. And that's basically that project. Your turn.
Okay. Christine socks. There. Right here. I actually worked on this a fair amount. I'm not bringing both bags that have the socks in it with me. The other sock is living in my purse because I don't work on it that much. It's the same sock. It's just I happen to be working 2 at a time.
But not on the same
Not on the same needles.
Yeah.
This is the Christine socks, which is a simple skip sock pattern by Adrian Koo. Working for me on US2 DPNs, using Wild Hair Fiber Studios yarn in the blue pink colorway.
Make much progress on that one?
Actually, yeah, I have a few more repeats till I start decreasing for the toe.
Isn't that pretty?
It is. So, I was actually impressed. I was knitting on this while I was grocery shopping, pushing my cart with my I push my cart with my forearms and I knit while I'm walking. And a kid, he had to be in grade schooler. He was with his friends, and he did like this double look, and then he was like, "She's making a sock," and kept walking. And I was just like, he knew I was making a sock.
He might not have known whether you were knitting or crocheting, but he knew you were making a sock.
And I was impressed because, one thing, because I'm making it cuff down, I was knitting like this. So a lot of people don't know what I'm making when I'm knitting.
You might have a mom who makes socks or something, or a relative, a grandma or something.
So I was really impressed that he knew what I was doing.
That's so cool.
And then when I was in line at the cash register, the cashier was like, "Oh, that's cool. Are you crocheting?" I'm like, "No, actually I'm knitting." And I was wearing my Nightwing wristlet mitts, which I don't have with me right now. And I was like, "That's crochet right there." And she's like, "Oh, that's cool. Can I try one on? Do you mind?" And I'm going to try it on. And she was just like, "Oh, I really have always wanted to learn. I wanted my grandma to teach me, but then she passed, and this, that, and the other." I was like, "Well, you can learn online. That's how I learned." And she's like, "Well, I don't have internet." So I'm like, "Well, if you don't find books that say, Idiot's Guide on it, that's how I learned to crochet. I learned to knit from YouTube, but I learned to crochet from the Idiot's Guide." And she was like, well, the library has internet, and I don't have problems using Idiot Guide's book, so it was kind of exciting because I could see the wheels in her head turning.
It's always fun. We get stopped all the time, singly and together, about our knitting and our crocheting and things like that. We have people in our church. We talk about starting up another group. We had a group before I knew how to knit, and then by the time I started knitting again, the group had folded. So I've been talking to people about maybe setting up another group for knitting and crocheting. It would be really nice. I'd like to have a group for the knitting and crocheting, particularly for the knitting to really kind of give me a kick. I will knit and then I'll drop off because crocheting is what I know how to do better. I should be knitting more, and then I think that would hold me accountable a little better. But it's kind of neat because people kind of know us as the people who drag their knitting and crocheting all over the place.
Most of the time I just get ignored at Marksman's, but every once in a while, like by the meat counter, someone just sort of did, and they kept walking.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a double look.
I had somebody who was really interested in these. These are real simple, these little faux mitts, and they were really interested in the daily grind about how did I make it and, where and all the different wherefores. So we had an interesting conversation about that. It was quite a while ago, however.
Do you have any other problems?
I am working on Happy, the Hugo the Not So Hungry Hippo by Stacy Trock. I'm using an H hook with this and a Lily's Sugar and Cream Ombre and Prince psychedelic colorway. I have made quite a bit of progress on this.
And this is for our CCD kids for the Noah's Ark section.
This is for our CCD kids and for the cow.
Yeah.
When I first brought this out last week, I had not quite finished this piece. I'm not sure if this is the bottom of the top because they're identical. Whoops. On the camera? Okay. This is the second piece.
Or the first piece, she's not really sure.
And then this is the first foot. Okay, so you can see.
It's going to be a big toy.
It's going to be a big toy because this is going to be kind of like this. And then you have the feet and the hands and the ears.
Hands, huh?
Yeah, well, arms. And here's this. Whoops. This is the second. I'm working on the second leg here. So you see, I finished the first bottom or top piece, whatever you want to call it. I finished the second piece, and I finished 1.5 legs. I still have both arms to do, both ears, and the teeth. There's 2 teeth. And I'm really having a lot of fun with this pattern. I just have to make sure I'm paying attention when I do my decreasing and increasing. I have to go back and make sure I have the right count. So, but that's not a problem. I mean, crocheting, Stacy writes a really clear pattern, and it's not too hard to find where my mistake is and to just rip it back as far as I need to go. Hugo, Happy is living in my owl bag for the time being until he gets too big, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
So that then goes into my last one. Let me see.
I'm going to take this off and I'm hot.
I need to actually remember to post these show notes this time.
Yes, you do.
The one that I've been working on almost exclusively, other than at work, since Tuesday, has been those projects I'm calling Study in Scarlet, which is a Aloha Mystery Cow by Mel Ski of single-handed knitting. Single-hand knits?
Single-hand knits, I think.
You know, Aimee messes up in knitting in circles as well.
It's all Amy's fault.
Well, everything's Amy's fault.
Amy's fault. Amy and Darren.
Well, you see, I blame Aimee, and then Amy can blame Darren.
Yes.
Now I have to put them in the show notes because I spoke their names in vain.
They're funny.
Let me
you have to check them out. They're very funny.
Why everything is Amy's fault before I go into this. First off, it's Amy's fault that I even found out about this pattern because she was going to knit it.
Yes.
So I picked up the pattern. Thankfully, I already had the yarns, but that's not Amy's fault.
But it's all Amy's fault.
You're right. It is all Amy's fault. How could I say that? In the future, in the past, she implements my buy in the past from the future. Yeah, somehow. It's a weird time warp thing, Aimee.
It's steampunk, right?
Ouchie, foot cramp.
She got you back.
Oh.
She took her knitting needle and went whack.
She must be invisible, and but she probably got Dr. Who to help her somehow. Yeah. And
she used the
TARDIS.
Yes. I don't know much about that. I do know about the TARDIS.
But anyway,
It's blue. I like it.
So it's Amy's fault that I found out about this pattern, and she can take total credit for that because I'm enjoying it thoroughly. And it's also Amy's fault that I committed a buy.
That I want to do too. It's all her fault, but go ahead.
Because she mentioned the Haya interchangeable circulars with the swivel cables, and the cables and the needles are actually marked with the sizes. And I got a gift card for Valentine's Day, $35 at Amazon, and the needle set was available on Amazon. So it like cut the price in half. Plus it's a Sunday. So it's a gift plus being a Sunday, so I could totally buy it. So I did, and it's all Amy's fault. Because I've heard her talk about it for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 weeks now, I think. She really likes them.
And Darren keeps stealing parts of her needles too. And he likes them too. So, that's Amy's fault as well.
She can take the hit.
Yes, she can. What also is Amy's fault is the fact that I'm mentioning my progress and showing my progress in this Cal on the podcast. Because I was like, well, I don't want to be the first podcaster to do it. Let me see what Amy's doing.
And if you haven't seen it, look away.
Yes. So if you are doing the Aloha Mystery Cal and don't want your surprise ruined, look away. If you just don't want to look at a Mystery Cal, look away. And Mel, if you didn't want people to show, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I blame Aimee.
Yes, Aimee gets the we put in timeout.
Yes. But like I said, I'll blame Aimee, then she can blame Darren, and then it's all
Darren
okay.
gets put in timeout.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
With the cats, the cats can tangle him up in all the yarn.
I think that was Monkey who did that.
Monkey, but he's not a real monkey.
No, he was cat.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm not sure if it was Monkey or the other one that
I don't know.
Got him all tangled up.
That was funny.
Yeah.
We have fun listening to them.
Anyway, so back on topic. This project is Study in Scarlet. It is the Aloha Mystery Cal by Mel Ski, who is single-handed knits, or knitting, or whatever it is. I can't remember because it's Amy's fault. Because she
stole her brain.
She couldn't remember last week.
Is she a zombie? She ate your brain?
Well, she couldn't remember if it was single-handed knits or single-handed knitting last week, and now I can't remember this week.
I think it's single-handed knits. I think
you're right.
I think it
but
is.
I can't remember.
I haven't been there for a while.
Anyway, it's I'm using US 6 needles, and I'm using Stonehenge fiber mills, shepherd's wool, and the garnet colorway. I've already finished listening to Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie, and now what I've been doing is I've been watching the Agatha Christie Poirot little mini movies, which really makes me want to read the books and see if they're actually accurate, because I read these books voraciously from like age 10 to freshman year of college. Like I probably have read every single Poirot book.
Over and over again.
Yes. I was actually talking to a friend last night about that because we were discussing the one mystery Cards on the Table where I can never pronounce Mrs. Oliver's first name, but Arden or some. The movie pronounces better than I do. But Mrs. Oliver is the authoress, and
she's funny.
She's funny, and she mentions in Cards on the Table how she takes a couple of plots and then repeats them throughout her books and just changes them slightly. And I used to be able to pick out which Agatha Christie books were like that she had taken a plot, taken the basic idea, and then reused it and tweaked it.
Recycled it.
Yeah. I used to be able to point out. I probably couldn't do that now because I haven't read all of them in a while.
I'm going to have to act like I like you so I can get
Ew! Ew! Anyway, but currently, I think the next one I finished watching, The Clocks, Murder in Mesopotamia. I remember liking Murder in Mesopotamia. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, I'll get echoes of when I read it throughout the movie. Like, something will happen, I'll be like, oh yeah, and this is who the murderer is, because I read it years ago. It's just like I just need a refresher. Or I'll remember certain characters. We were actually discussing, my friend and I, over the phone, how Sherlock Holmes, if you want more of a solid mystery, Sherlock Holmes is better for, this is the evidence, and this is how you solve the murder quickly, based on the evidence. Poirot is more for if you like characterization. Because in all reality, in Death on the Nile. Sherlock Holmes probably could have figured it out.
Well, figure out
quicker.
Who writes what. A male writes Conan Doyle writes Sherlock Holmes, and Agatha Christie writes Poirot. Women tend to be more character-driven, and men more goal-oriented. I mean, I know that's a broad brush, but it seems to be that tendency.
And if I want just a good character story, I'm more likely to read Agatha Christie. It's probably why I like her books so much. I like her characters. I don't necessarily. I'm not trying to solve the mystery. You know, she doesn't give you the
clues,
all the clues anyway. So it's really all about the story and the characters. Yes, Poirot could probably solve it quicker if he did Sherlock Holmes' method.
But then he didn't have Hastings.
Well, yeah. You could do anything quicker without Hastings.
Hastings is...
I am not a Hastings fan.
Hastings is...
an idiot? Moron? Imbecile?
Imbecile.
Dolt?
Yes. Well, he is special. Different. Anyway. Are you finished with
moron? Anyway. So I am watching a bunch of David Suchet.
Okay.
Hey, I haven't shown my progress.
Well, hurry up and do it
I went
already.
from a swatch, and don't look if you...
Yeah, please don't look away.
If you're not wanting your surprise room. It might look like I'm pulling a Lindsay, but it's not because it's in the round.
She's actually pulling a Lindsay.
Because you can't pull a Lindsay if you're in the round, because you're always in the center.
She's always pulling a Lindsay. It's a perennial Lindsay.
So, I started out using US 24s, and then moved up to...
That's pretty.
Using 24s for the cable, and then I moved up to a 32. And
you can see how if you look at this, you can see the difference, how these are garnet.
Yeah.
This is more of a cherry red, and this is darker. It's so pretty.
So, I'm almost at a point where I'm going to be doing sleeve.
Because you're doing it top down.
Yeah, top down. So I can try it on as I go along. So it's going to be very nice, I think.
Is this the shoulder seam here?
I think.
I mean, the shoulder bump or whatever.
You got to remember this is a mystery, so
Yeah. I mean, it looks like, because it's got the little...
Yeah, it looks like it might be.
How can you tell where the front and the back of the sweater is? Or do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. That's a nice... It's like a boat neck. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it's going to be very nice, I think. I'm very happy with the color.
Very pretty.
I think I'm almost done with this clue, so I can start some of the other things I really, really want to start to talk about in a little bit. I don't have any FOs.
Okay, well, I have one more.
Oh, you do? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. This one,
sorry.
This is the wrong bag.
That really was a poor transition on my part.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just...
But I do not wish to.
Okay.
Hold on.
In my Sherlock Holmes, my Tangerine 8.
Talking about mysteries.
Sherlock Holmes was not at all pleased at being belittled.
Actually, I just said that he was more logical. Yes. Poirot is more intuitive, interpersonal.
All right, let me just. I am doing.
Although it is interesting that Father Brown is more. I think really Father Brown is more like Poirot. Than he is,
although he does do the clues.
Yeah, but he's definitely highly psychological.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's interesting because he's written by a man.
Yes.
Which is very interesting when you're considering what we were discussing about.
Well, there's always the exception that proves the rule.
Are you calling Chester a girly man?
I do not say things like that. I did not, in fact, say that. This is my current project for the block a month. It's called the Versailles Block. It's 12-inch square.
Oh, I didn't realize you worked on that.
And it's, yes.
That's right, you did.
And it's by Melinda Miller. It's 12 inches, so I will probably add on a couple of rows of edging just to make it 14 inches. There's Charlie. Charlie. So this is how far I've gotten on this. And I'm using Red Hearts. I love this yarn in the chili pepper colorway for this.
And you'll remember this from my
her dog. Okay, so this is the centerpiece. I don't know if you can see.
I think so.
Okay.
Is it the right way it's supposed to be? I guess there's no right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong, really, I don't think. I mean, this is one of those blankets where you can just kind of... And
floppity.
I think I have to go back and check. I stopped doing this because I was tired when I was doing it, and I was not reading the pattern correctly, so I need to go back and reread it when I'm not tired so I can do it correctly. It's not hard. It's just You know, my brain sometimes doesn't
Confused.
compute things.
Well, it's kind of like where I wasn't really knitting.
Mhm.
I was really tired at church yesterday,
And
and
she was falling asleep with her knitting.
I was falling asleep even with my knitting that was supposed to keep me awake, to the point where I couldn't even knit a stitch properly. I ended up slipping and then yarning over, which meant it gave me enough yarn to fix my mistake when I was going above that in the row above. I was just able to fix it after the fact. But I looked at it, I was like, wow, that's truly special. I can't even do a knit stitch.
I don't have any finished objects either this time around.
No FOs.
No FOs.
Stash enhancement.
I wanted to talk a little bit first about this in my Mickey Mouse bag. I finally caked up the yarn that my daughter gave me, Davina gave me, and I wanted to ask you something, which is why I'm actually bringing this out. I think I know what I'm going to do, but I just want to get your opinion. This is the yarn.
It's fingering.
It's fingering weight. It's called Child of Serenity,
which is a river tam color.
right? Which I'm either going to try to work up for Sock Bunny Knit and Fits science fiction, science fiction.
Yeah, who's the science fiction?
Or for
Knitting in Circles
pop culture.
You're probably more likely to do it for the pop culture because you'd have to finish it a lot sooner.
Well, it depends on when I can start it. I have to look and see when their start date is.
Yeah. But you'd have to finish it a lot sooner to get stuff.
My concern is I have a red shawl already, okay? And you saw the colorway, there's reds and purples and pinks and things like that. And originally I was going to do this, okay? And it's the Setting Sun shawl. It's a real pretty pattern. I intend to do it with another color later, I think. This is the shawl, okay? And I'm cutting it real close to do this pattern with the shawl. I like my shawls a little bit longer, I think, and a little bit bigger. And I also think I might want to do this in a worsted. Okay, keep that in mind. The other thing I'm thinking about doing is this. Okay, and it takes about the same amount of yardage. And I'm thinking that this yarn that I just showed you, this yarn, might actually be better suited to this. So what I'd like to know, if you don't mind, is what you would think is better. I don't know that I will actually take, I don't know that I'll actually do what you say, but I need some input.
She wants some input so she could therefore go ahead and ignore you.
No, I will not, in fact. This is well aware that I ignore people, right?
She'll just be like, oh, that's interesting. That's what I'm not going to do.
I need to know what you think, just to kind of get me looking from different angles, I guess. I think I'm kind of going more toward the little shawlette. It seems to be, I don't think that this yarn will work as well with an open pattern. Mm-hmm. So I just want your opinion before I start, if you wouldn't mind giving it to me. And then as for the rest on the hooks and needles, I'm not going to go into it. You know what it is, stuff for the cowl and all that kind of stuff. So you want to go into stash enhancements, or do you have something to say?
I actually wanted to, since we were kind of talking about stuff we wanted to do. Mm-hmm.
Did you show your bag yet?
Oh, this is part of stash enhancement.
Yeah.
So while we're talking stash enhancement, look, I had bag envy, so I went and got a Slip Stitch Studios
before Lent.
Before Lent, yes.
Before Lent.
I was waiting for this to come. And it's nice, and it's big, and it's happy, and it's holding something that I probably will cast on after I finish the clue for the mystery cow.
This is so pretty.
Actually, I'm not going to pull out the printed pattern. I'm going to pull it up on my Kindle. Oh, I didn't realize that they have a little clip to run your yarn.
Oh, I have to check mine. I'm sure it does.
That's interesting. This is a nice bag.
Yeah, it is. This is the same bag. It's made by Slip Stitch Studios. The same people who made, isn't that what it's made?
Yeah.
The same people who made my bag that Ty got me for Christmas.
And it's like the DPN holders I always use. I love the size of this bag. Mm-hmm. It's a nice size sweater bag. It's filled with like almost a sweater's worth of yarn.
It still has a little room on the top.
Yes. Let's see. So what I want to make with... Now, I've had this yarn for a while. I made Grandpa's sweater out of it. It's Lanaloft worsted weight in the maple praline colorway. Right. And it's beautiful. What I want to make with it... Let's see if I have a good straight-on picture.
This past one was kind of...
I guess that's going to be the one I'm going to show.
Okay. Yeah.
That's going to be the best to see. So, hold on. I'm holding the wrong hand.
Yeah, that'll work.
Let's see.
There.
Isn't that pretty?
You see the cable along the front. It's got a little neck to it. It's very pretty. It'll look nice in the brown.
And what I like about it is that it'll just sort of drape very nicely. I don't have to worry about pinning it. It just goes over my head. And it says if you have, like, just a little short of a sweater's worth of yarn. And you just don't necessarily want to make a sweater with the sleeves and everything. So I've had this Landloft for a while. I overbought when I got the Grandpa sweater because I thought that the colorway was going away, and
it's a deep stash.
It's a deep stash dive. So I want to cast on for it because I think it would look really pretty and would go with a lot and be nice and warm. And I constantly am hungry.
Yeah, my husband likes to keep the house just a little chilly.
And then also for the Autism Awareness Cal, I've already done one thing for the Autism Awareness Call. If you remember the Superman square, which I found out later, there was a pattern update recently that said, oh yeah, the way I did the Superman square, it'll end up being backwards. Thankfully, the way I worked it, it's reversible, so I can just flip it to the right side. So when I showed it to you guys, it probably looked backwards because it was backwards, so it wasn't my fault.
No, it's all Amy's fault.
That's right. Remember, everything is Amy's fault, even when she's not involved.
We owe Aimee a virtual cookie.
Yes. What are virtual cookies are as good as real cookies?
They don't have calories.
That's true.
Gotta count for something.
Yes. So this does count for the multicolored. It does not have to be primary colors.
It has to be bright
three bright colors.
We talked about it. And
we talked initially about being primary colors, and we need to make sure Michelle.
Yeah, I'll talk to Michelle. Although her group may be just the primaries,
and that's her choice.
And that's her choice. That's fine.
But this does count because you see, there's green,
pink, orange. Blue,
yeah.
There's several colors in there. What we want are brights, no pastels. This is a borderline color. It's brighter than it looks. Pastels will be moved into, well, we'll ask you to move them into the show-off. But
it's very close.
The brights, you know, any brights, no blacks, whites, or grays. Or
I guess by pastels we mean like the very, like,
pale.
This is
baby colors.
This is almost pastel, but what keeps it from being pastel is it's bright.
It's very bright. There's some bright orange and some bright pink in there.
Yeah.
So, you know, just very bright colors. We will not be nitpicking and saying, oh, you have a little black in there, or you have a little white. We understand accents and things like that.
Yeah.
That's fine. The majority, at least like 85-90% of the projects should be brights.
Yeah. And like this does fade one into another, but it's still several different colors.
It's a gradient, I think.
Yeah. So that's going to end up becoming the Sunset Shawl by Jolie. Isn't that pretty?
It's gorgeous.
And there's no lace in there. Yay! I'm not a big lace.
Just a little.
It's very little lace. Most of it is cable. It looks like there's some seed stitch there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of overwork here.
Yeah, but it's not.
Oops, I didn't mean to.
You turn my page.
I have one too, but I'm not quite versed in it yet. So I forget that if I touch it, it goes places.
So, yeah, I'll probably cast that one on tonight as well. Because I'm kind of going into yes, I like making socks, but I don't feel like working on anything with small needles right now mood, because I want to see more progress in that. So I need different things to stick in my purse.
Let me get out of here. So, I have to charge this because my battery's down. I have stash enhancement from Daniela from Caffeinated.
Oh, that's right. Caffeinated last time.
Caffeinated,
Caffeinated
right?
knitting. She's Caffeinated Gert.
Caffeinated Gert. They had.
Just thought I'd share that with the whole world.
I do not, in fact, care.
You're so nice.
Anyway, Caffeinated Gert.
I think you cared to bite out of your arm.
On her podcast group of.
I had a friend at school. Eli used to just walk up to people and go, and just sit there.
I think I'll hit you.
Especially to Mel and I.
Anyway, Caffeinated Gert, about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, her color work Cal closed. And I have been participating in that. She allowed you to do color work or 3 or more colors. Because I was crocheting, I chose to do 3 or more colors. I won. I won
little
something.
Mr. Leonardo won.
I very rarely win anything. My little Leo Ninja Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Tot won. I hardly ever win anything, so I'm so excited about this. Look at the colors.
Although she's afraid of what she won.
I won lace weight, but it's not as lightweight as that other lace weight that I have, so I'm not as afraid. There's 925 yards.
It almost looks fingering.
It almost looks like it's light fingering. It's Fiesta Ballerina lace weight.
It's very beautiful.
It's so pretty. About 925 yards.
And the colors are showing up actually quite accurately.
Yeah, it's got purples, reds, pinks.
Because I thought when
lavenders.
When Daniela showed it, I thought it looked more pink. And now you're getting in the idea of the purple and the red.
It's very, very pretty, and it's it doesn't say superfine alpaca, tencel, 50% superfine alpaca, 50%
alpaca in there?
Yes, it's very squishy. 925 yards and hand wash, lay flat.
Oh, Mom, you got to do the cow thing. Huh? Oh, no, it's the other yarn. What is this one? What are you going to use this one for?
I don't know yet. It's got 925 yards. I was thinking about, I have a couple of shawls, but I'm thinking now there's a cowl.
Because something that would be up against your neck,
yeah,
that would feel gorgeous.
But there's a lot of yarn in here, so I want to use all of it.
Yeah.
So this is, I saw a pattern, and I have to see how much yarn it uses. It's a faux scarf, a faux, not an infinity scarf. It's meant to look like a scarf that you can wrap, but it's actually connected. And I think this would be really pretty for that. It's coming apart on me here. There we go.
But something that would be up against your neck would be a great thing because it's alpaca and it would feel beautiful.
It's so
beautiful.
It's so
yeah, Mom,
soft.
you want this up against your neck.
I really, really like it. And Daniela, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's lace weight. Oh my gosh. But this is going to be fun to work with. I think.
Oh, the color heart, sweetheart.
Yes, it's sweetheart.
It's ballerinas.
Yeah, yeah. But you can see it's not really
like super thin.
Super thin like the other one's, almost cobwebby. This is like almost a light fingering.
They aren't going to be able to see.
I don't know if you can see it.
That's okay. They will have to just take your word for it.
You'll have to take my word for it. I'm looking forward to using this. I'm so excited about it. Yay.
We interrupted my stash enhancement. I had buttons. Many much. I think I still have some coming in. So this is going to be opinion time. I think I already know what I want to do. But this pattern requires buttons.
Yes, you want to tell people to look away again?
Oh, yeah, look away again. Although they can see buttons if they want.
No, but they're seeing the pattern again.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's too red.
It kind of blends in too much.
It kind of blends in too much. That's one. That would work. This is a dark brown.
It's brown. This is the one I like. I think the purple pulls out the...
Easy. I think the purple's too close to red. The one...
Oh, wait. You had another one.
I have another one.
Oh, that's the one. I was looking for the one that... No, that's not the ones we saw. I hadn't seen these yet.
These are new.
Yeah. I actually like these. The second one here. These.
Yeah, those are the ones I like. Until you
pretty.
Pull up this.
Oh, that is gorgeous. It's very dark. I like that a lot.
I like dark buttons, especially against the red, because then it doesn't blend as much. The one I actually think that I might go with if I don't go with these.
Light ones look pretty too.
You see, I'm more inclined toward the dark. I think this one will be beautiful.
I don't like the cut of that one as much. That's pretty, but I like the other one better.
Does anyone have an opinion?
Actually, that's nice. I didn't see the flower.
Yeah, I like how the little flower in the center.
It brings it out a little bit.
Brings it out a little bit.
That's pretty.
And I think that might be what I'm going to go with.
That's pretty.
So I'm trying to make up my mind. I really like super dark wood. And I think it looks especially classy with the red. So, opinions, different choices again. We have the
red. So
that's a purplish.
Purple.
That's purple wood. Here's the
brown
wood.
Red wood.
The red wood.
The dark with or without?
This is dark without.
Right.
Which is a very pretty dark.
It is pretty. I actually think the one with the flower is pretty, but
I think the one with the flower is the one I want to go with.
Yeah.
And then but I want other people's
opinions.
And then this one right here,
which you will probably ignore.
I'm a lot nicer than you are.
Ha!
Yes, I am.
That remains to be seen.
So, Buttonses. And then I'll put them all in my Buttons tackle box.
Okay, we are running a little bit late, so we better move on. Yeah, sessions we can go right through. They're basically the same. The CAL. The CAL has officially started. It is, the FO thread is open. We already have one person in there. Thank you, Scarves, etc.
Yes, she did the little scarf.
She did a little scarf. I do have a project up in the chatter thread because I cannot post in the FO thread because I don't want to be messing up the random number generator.
And my Superman, I was crocheting it with this in mind. I am not working a whole lot of multicolored projects right now.
Right.
Which is why I want to start that one shawl. But I'm not in a rush to finish anything. I'm kind of being selfish this year around. I'm just like, I'm going to make whatever the heck I want to make, when I want to make it, and yeah.
And I have decided that I was going to make a whole bunch of things, but I don't want to stress about things.
She does stress if she thinks that she's going to get behind.
I am going to make what I make. I have my Rainbow in there, and I think Rainbow is going to be our mascot for this. I also
Which
have...
means he has to sit with us for all the podcasts.
I have to bring him out. Happy may join us once in a while. Happy's in progress. And then I have a couple other things that I may be making.
Well, if Rainbow is here, then Happy has to be here too.
Well, when Happy gets finished. But because I have a wonderful pattern that Michelle gave me, and I want to do it, the puzzle pieces pattern. I do not know how to wrap and turn. I do not know how to slip, slip, knit yet. I don't know how to, what's the other thing? I had to do something
I think it's
else.
a provisional cast on.
I don't think it has a provisional cast on, but there are things I need to learn. And if I want to get some of this done. Michelle was nice enough to gift me the pattern. I want to do it. So I am not going to stress myself out worrying about
a timeline.
Doing a whole bunch of things and having a timeline. I may not finish that in the time of the allotted for the CAL, but I will be doing it. I will also be doing probably a crocheted one, but I'm not going to be pushing myself because I have other things I have to do, and I need to get my book synopsis done and things like that.
And she did work on writing this week.
I got 2 free writes done, 2 500 clubs, and a critique, so I'm happy about that. But anyway, back to the CAL. I'm going to basically read what's on the board in bits and pieces. You can read it in totality on the board.
I like the word totality.
It's the purpose of the craft along is to promote autism awareness and other autistic spectrum disorders such as Asperger's syndrome. Because my older daughter, her sister has Asperger's syndrome, it's very close to our hearts. We want to spread awareness. People sometimes don't understand when someone with an autistic spectrum disorder acts in a certain way that it's not because they're badly brought up. It's not because they're bad kids. It's not because, they're being obnoxious. It's just something they're dealing with.
And it's hard to remember that even when you do live with it sometimes.
Right. And so that's that. We want to have knowledge. We want to promote knowledge. We want to promote awareness of what this is. It's a complex developmental disability that typically appears during the first 3 years of life and affects a person's ability to communicate and interact with others. Autism is defined by a certain set of behaviors and is a spectrum disorder, which means there are levels that affects individuals differently and to varying degrees.
It also depends what comorbidities you might have. If you have several diagnoses in the DSM-4, that's going to make you behave differently.
Mm-hmm. There is no known single cause of autism, but increased awareness and funding can help the families today and society to know what's going on. The prevalence of autism has risen to 1 in every 88 births in the United States and almost 1 in 54 boys. I'm not sure if this is an actual rise in numbers or if it's an actual rise in, excuse me, knowing how to diagnose them.
I'm more inclined to think that it's an increase in knowledge of what we're looking for, plus becoming a little bit of popular.
It's a catch-all. Like learning disabilities, it has become a bit of a catch-all. There's a lot of PDD. I can't think of it now. I can't think of it. My mind has gone blank. Catherine would be able to tell me. Of 3 stitches. developmental delays. I forget what the P stands for.
But basically, it's
pervasive developmental delays.
A lot of times, I think it's being diagnosed incorrectly.
Yes.
Where someone who does not actually have it is diagnosed as having it. When someone's really autism or Asperger's, you know it. There's no doubt. There's no little, they're able to. You don't.
Well, they can especially the high functioning Asperger's. The people with Asperger's can live productive lives, but they are they tend to be a little quirky because they're very focused, and they have very set interests, a lot of them. Not all of I don't know all Asperger's people, obviously.
But the tendency, that's one of the hallmarks of, there has to be some ability to generalize, because otherwise, that is just a name. There has to be something that makes these people in common.
Right.
And whether it's the fixation or
it's become a very broad, though. You have to be careful. It's become very broad. It has a social component, has a developmental component. But
some are more developmentally delayed than others.
Right. Now,
and anything in these areas is very complex because there can be so many different things that people can have in the DSM-4. There rarely is just, you have one thing. Usually it's a couple different things.
Which makes it difficult sometimes. Autism Awareness Month does not begin until April. It goes through the month of April. But I wanted to give people more time to make as many projects as they wanted to, and have multiple chances for prizes.
That's why my Superman counted.
Right. So we started the CAL 2 days ago officially. Although anything that was started February 1st or later will be counted. That's a lot, because it'll be finished.
If you started before February 1st, I'm sorry,
it's not going to count.
Yeah.
So April 15th through April 30th, or if you started it the 1st of February or later, must be finished by April 30th, midnight April 30th. We are doing this CAL in conjunction with the Three Stitches podcast, which is Michelle, Catherine, and Lindsay. We'll be double dipping with them. We have spoken to other podcasters. We thank them very much for having agreed to promote our CAL. I want to thank, especially Caffeinated Gert and Michelle, of course, who have already promoted us. I don't know if any of the other podcasters have, because I haven't seen a whole lot of podcasts lately, but we have several who have said they will promote our CAL for us. I want to thank them. I have their names down here somewhere. I thought I did. I know I did. Excuse my crinkling paper.
I do not excuse the crinkling paper.
Denise, who is, what's Denise's name?
You asked me too quickly because I was like, Kiki Boo! No, that's bad.
No, that's bad. Denise,
Knitting Den.
Knitting Den.
Because that's the name of her podcast.
Yes, she's going to be, she agreed to help us out in terms of getting the word out. Nicole, Hot Ass Knitter from Positively Knitting, has agreed to get the word out. Knit Nerd, who is Kathy, and Sock Bunny, who is Knit and Fit. They have agreed to do this, and I know that a couple other people have told me they'll get back to me because they're either busy or sick. And the one who is sick, I hope you're feeling better. She knows who she is. When you do the CAL, please tag it AA for Autism Awareness 2013, AA 2013 in your tag for your project. So we will be double dipping with Three Stitches. We will not be double dipping with anyone else. If anyone else should put up a thread for this in any of those podcast groups, you'll have to choose which two podcast groups you want to do. If it's just Three Stitches group and our group, you can double dip in both groups. And Lauren, who is Lemon Crochet, has said that she will allow our CAL projects to be entered into her CAL, even though it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So that will be for about a month, I think.
Hers
is about a month.
Hers is the one that's for.
First one's for March, right?
Yeah. Hers is for
histiocytosis
awareness.
It's
HL
I forget. You can
I
go
remembered it last time.
You can go to her thread to see that. So, okay.
HLE? I can't remember.
So we appreciate your
HLH.
We appreciate your participation in this very much, and I do thank the podcasters who have been so gracious as to put the word out for us. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm going through medical terminology in my head.
She's chasing butterflies.
If medical terminology is a butterfly, sure.
She's not paying attention.
Well, histiocytosis.
It doesn't matter at this point. We told them where it is.
Yes, it bugged me though.
It's a big long word. Histiocytosis,
lymphos.
Something or other. It's very important.
Yes.
So you can please check that out.
I think the foundation is actually Histiocytosis Foundation, which is why that's sticking in my head.
Yeah, and she has all the information. It's well worth
I think it's HLH though.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, I'm done.
Yes, I think that we are done.
Yes, we are done.
And I'm sorry. I just realized how annoying it must be. I keep clicking.
She's always done that. Fiddled with things.
Yes, but. Sorry if that's been like extremely annoying the entire
Especially
time.
for people who have earbuds.
I guess they don't have earbuds anymore.
Anyway, this is all for today, unless she has something to say.
Hi.
Hi. Have a wonderful Sunday evening, or Sunday afternoon, or whatever day it is for you.
Enjoy your knitting. Oh, those of you who were watching last time and wondering if I did jury duty or not, they didn't need me. I called Monday night and they were like, yeah, we don't need you. Call back next Monday night. So this could be going on for a while.
Until March, right?
March 30th.
March 30th? Oh, dear.
I don't think they realize how inconvenient this is.
No, you should have said inconsiderate. That would have worked.
I've had doctors use inconsiderate on me, and I don't like using that word. Because it's not inconsiderate when you call in the middle of the night because your patient goes into 8.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. You are misapplying.
Anyway, it's rather
excuse me,
inconvenient when you had to keep going on a day shift schedule because you think you're going to have jury duty the next day, and then you find out that you don't have it, so you have to switch back to your night shift schedule because you work the next night. So I'm really hoping they can use me this time so I can stop flipping my sleep schedule back and forth.
That's all Amy's fault too.
Somehow, some way.
I think we owe Aimee a pattern or something.
I think this podcast, what we call, is all Amy's fault.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You have to ear burn her though.
Oh, well, she's totally being burned.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we love you, Aimee.
Yes. Okay, so this is it. God bless. Have a wonderful Sunday or whatever day it is you're watching this. Please drop by the podcast group, Pen, Hook, and Needle.
Yep.
And join our cat. Our Cal. And no, I did not stutter. C-A-L-K-A-L. Cal. See you all.
C-O-L?
Next week.
Oh, see you all.
See you all next week.
I was like, what's C-O-L? Bye. There's the button.